audible, sir?
Yes. So Ravi, please introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Ravi Kumar Suman. I come from Patna, Bihar. I have done my schooling from my hometown itself. Then I took admission in Abhayanand Super 30 for the preparation of IIT JEE. Then I got selected in IIT Kanpur in electrical engineering, which I qualified in 2022. In my free time, I like to solve Sudoku. Currently, I am preparing for engineering services.
Okay. So can you tell me something about Patna, your hometown?
Yes, sir. Patna is the capital city of Bihar. It is also the financial city of Bihar. And along with that, many developmental projects are going on, like Patna Metro.
Anything about the history of Patna?
Yes, sir. It has a great history. It was earlier it was the capital of Maurya Empire, which was known as Patliputra.
Okay. So Ravi, you have also mentioned in this DAF form about the preferences.
Yes, sir.
So your first preference is Central Power Engineering Services.
Yes, sir.
And last one is ninth one is Indian Skill Development.
Yes, sir.
What is the reason behind that?
Sir, since we have to fill some preference, so I did some research work and talked to my seniors and parents. Then I come up with this preference in which I come to know that there are more technical skills required in a CPES.
Okay.
So I filled that in first preference.
Okay. So as your graduation is from IIT,
yes.
So didn't you get a chance to get placed into some of the companies and all?
Sir, since my inclination was more towards the technical,
okay.
So I opted for engineering services rather than going from placements.
So in the placement, don't you feel the companies which are coming, they are technical and they are having any technical work?
Sir, most of the companies were from IT sectors, and since it was COVID time, so many core companies were reluctant to, not willing to get placements.
Okay. So you have also mentioned here that you secured AIR in GATE 2023-202.
Yes, sir.
And selected in Grid India as executive engineer trainee.
Yes, sir.
Then you have mentioned selected in Power Grid as engineer trainee. So you have rejected that, or you didn't get joining for that till now?
Sir, I got joining for that,
okay.
Which I am yet to join.
Okay. So you have also mentioned in the sports table tennis.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me any other name used for table tennis?
Yes, sir. This is also known as ping pong.
Okay. So any Indian player of table tennis?
Yes, sir. Many famous players like Sarat Kamal, Manika Batra, and Mohammad Das.
Okay. So like you know, in the cricket, we have World Cup, Asia Cup. What are the various kind of tournaments for table tennis?
Sir, many tournaments like World Table Tennis Federation Championship. Also, we have in Olympics, we have a table tennis tournaments.
So when it was added to Olympics?
Sir, I have no idea about that, sir.
Okay, fine. So this was your first time for ESE?
No, sir. Last time I also attempted while I was in college.
Okay. So what do you feel that at that time why you were not selected, and why this time you feel you will be?
Sir, I think at that time I took engineering services as a dream. Okay. But I realized that along with dream, I need to make it aim so that I can properly plan how to prepare and then execute it.
Okay. So you have mentioned many times that you want to work for technicals and you are more interested into that.
Yes.
So why you selected this branch? Were you having any initial interest, or you got by default this branch, electrical?
No, sir. In my class 12, I realized that I have more inclination towards electrical things like electrical current, and also my elder sister is from electrical background. Okay. So I came to know about opportunities regarding electrical in future.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between electrical and electronics?
Sir, electrical branch mainly deals with higher power rating devices, while electronics deals with lower power rating devices and semiconductor devices.
Okay. So you have also mentioned that member of dramatics club in my college.
Yes,
What
sir.
was that?
Sir, it was the club in which different students participates and performs like nukkar and stage play and mime
Okay.
for cultural festivals, etc.
So have you also participated?
Yes, sir.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Ravi,
Yes, sir.
you said something about Pratibha Samman Samroh.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, it is a samman which is given to students who perform well in IIT and in class 12.
Okay. You are from IIT, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe 5 years before or 6 years before, do you know anything about electrical engineering?
Sir, since my sister was from electrical engineering, so I have idea about that.
Maybe 7 years before,
No, sir.
8 years before, no, right?
No, sir. No.
Now, my point is, means you are from IIT, such a great brain. Why don't you use that brain for artificial intelligence or more advanced technologies?
Sir,
Why are you choosing like conventional way, most conventional way? Because IES is there from generations together.
Yes, sir. I think since my family background is not from IT sectors, in fact, I got my first computer and laptop in my college days only. So I do not have a much did not have much knowledge about computers and IT things. But currently, I am adopting those technologies.
Because once you become IAS officer also,
Yes, sir.
you may have to use artificial intelligence or maybe chat GPT.
Yes, sir.
So why are you choosing most conventional way rather than going into most advanced technologies? Because 7 years before you didn't know anything about electrical.
Yes, sir.
And maybe if we start now, maybe after 2 years, you will come to know everything about AI.
Yes, sir. I think it is a necessity of the future. Everyone should know about that, and I am also learning about these things. As far as I use much of the chat GPT for my interview preparation also. So I am learning about these things, and I think in coming years I will be able to grasp many things about these things.
Then why don't you choose career in AI, data science, advancing technologies?
Sir, at that time I did not have much knowledge, so I opted for the electrical engineering, and I think that I have much interest in those things, so I am opting for the future in electrical engineering.
Okay. In future, will you prepare for civils?
Sir, since my inclination is more towards technical, I do not think I will be preparing, but it is a very good job. So I have not thought about this yet.
Mm-hmm. As of now, you are not doing any job.
No, sir. I am yet to join.
Mm-hmm.
I am yet to join Grid India.
That's great. What are your favorite subjects?
Sir, my favorite subjects are power system machines.
Mm-hmm. Maybe in machines, if I increase flux density for a given flux, area of cross section of the core will be reduced, right?
Yes, sir.
For a given flux, maybe in a transformer for a given flux. Flux density, if I increase, area of cross section of the core will be reduced, such that volume of material requirement will be reduced.
Yes, sir.
Price of the machine will be reduced.
Yes, sir.
But we had a limitation. Why don't you cross that maximum flux density design? Why don't you cross? For example, for a given material, 1.1 Tesla is maximum flux density allowed. If I design for 1.2 or 1.5, price of the machine will be reduced. Why don't you go beyond 1.1?
Sir, because because materials have certain property above which it will saturate. So we have to consider that fact also, so that if the machine starts working in saturation, then losses will be much more, and it will lead to more economic. It will become more costly.
No, cost to definitely it will reduce. If I work any machine in saturation, what will happen?
Sir, the losses will increase, sir.
How losses will increase?
Sir, in saturations, hysteresis losses will be increased.
But volume of the material is reducing. Even though hysteresis loop area is increased, the moment volume of the core is reduced, net will be reduced. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Right? Then why do we have that limitation of Bmax?
Sir, so we have limitations so that the losses will be less. So,
Which losses?
sir, hysteresis losses.
Mm-hmm.
If we operate at, we do not operate in saturation, then losses will be less. So overall the cost that will be incur will be less.
Fine. Maybe like if I think of DC series motor,
Yes, sir.
it is redesigned for AC also,
Yes, sir.
which is called as universal motor.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we design DC shunt motor to AC?
Sir, if we design a DC shunt motor to operate on AC, then the field flux and the armature flux both will simultaneously toggle. So this will not be able to rotate the motor.
Mm-hmm. Can you draw DC shunt motor and DC series motor? By keeping plus minus, draw current directions of field and armature. Current directions of field and armature in both.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now interchange polarities. Then draw field and armature current directions. Now, in both cases, both field current direction is getting changed and armature current direction is getting changed.
Yes, sir.
Right? So, if DC series motor work on AC, DC shunt motor also will work on AC. Because in order to change the direction of rotation,
Yes, sir.
toggle the torque, either field current or armature current, not both. But in both cases, both are getting reversed. So it will work in same direction. It will work in same direction. But why don't we have that? DC shunt motor for AC, we don't have.
Sorry, sir, I don't have idea about it.
It's okay, it's okay. Do you know something about skewing? Skewing of
yes,
induction.
Yes, sir. Scheme
Tell
of
me.
induction motor.
Why do we skew?
Sir, in order to remove cogging and crawling, we do a skewing.
Mm-hmm. Why cogging and crawling come?
Sir, it happens that due to presence of harmonics, the motor gains one stable point much before its synchronous speed. So it starts operating at that synchronous speed, and that speed is much less than the synchronous speed. So it leads.
Why
to
harmonics come in induction? If
Sir,
I supply, for example, pure sinusoid,
yes, sir. Since
I am supplying pure sinusoid without having any harmonics. Will harmonics be there in the torque in induction?
yes, sir, it will be there because in induction motor there are air gaps. So due to that air gaps, the flux will be non-uniform, and that
Air gap will be there everywhere. In all rotating machine, air gap is compulsory.
yes, air gap is compulsory, but that air gap will lead to some harmonics, because the
In cylindrical rotor, do we have any variation of air gap or constant air gap?
we have constant air gap, but the
Then
magnetic flux will become non-uniform due to some losses or some eddy currents that will be produced in other parts.
why do we love sinusoid?
Sorry, sir?
We love sinusoid, right?
Yes, sir.
Electrical guys love sinusoid.
Yes, sir.
So we try to generate sinusoid.
Yes.
We try to supply sinusoid. Everywhere we will try to make everything sinusoid to such a level that if anything is non-sinusoid, we feel irritated and we feel this is main and this is harmonic. Why we love sinusoid? Why
sir-
we selected sinusoid?
Sir, because the generation of sinusoidal is easy. The rotating machines generates a sinusoidal waveforms.
Generation of sinusoid is easy, maybe for ECE guys, not for us. We have to do a lot of care, right, while generating AC,
Yes, sir.
right? So variation of proper air gap in cylinder salient, and in cylindrical, like we get so many like KD, KP, pitch factor, distribution factor. We will modify in such a way that we should get sinusoid. वो आसान नहीं है. For ECE guys, it might be easy, maybe oscillator or something. But for our electrical, developing sinusoid is difficult. We are taking the pain of losing some volume of copper, right? Are you getting my point? Then, why do we love sinusoid? Think. You got my question first?
Yes, sir.
Okay, at last I'll ask only one question. In railway stations
Yes, sir.
or maybe railways, what is the voltage level they use?
Sir, they use a 25 kilovolt single phase supply.
Why 25 kV? Why not 33? 33 is already available in the
Yes,
market. 11 is available.
Yes, sir. But it was observed that operation on 25 kilovolt is much economical and losses are less.
In that case, let us change our 11 kV to 25 kV and 33 kV to 25 kV. If 25 kV is advantageous, shall we change outside voltage? Maybe 33 to 25, 66
sir.
to 100.
Because in 33 kilovolt we are required for transmission. But
Why 33 kV here? Why 25 kV? Not only in India, across world. Across world, railway voltages are completely different compared to outside availability of voltages. Why that?
Sir, because I think that 25 kilovolt supply is for. Sorry, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. What do you say?
Yeah. Ravi Kumar,
Yes, sir.
I've noticed here you got 10 out of 10 in your class 10
Yes, sir.
and 91% in 12th,
Yes, sir.
and then you have dropped to 7.9 in engineering. Why? What went wrong?
Sir, major thing was that when I went to college, we got many things to explore, like many extracurricular activities were there. So the main dip is because of my first year school. My first year score was not good. That why the dip is there. In my first year, I got to explore many extracurricular activities like table tennis, dramatics. So that score dipped.
So you have done this at the cost of your score. Fine. Since you are from electrical, I'll just ask you very basic question. I'm curious to know from you that voltage is represented with V.
Yes, sir.
Then why current is represented with I? Why not with C? Have you ever got this question?
Sorry, sir.
No issue. Heard about amplifiers? Must have studied.
Yes, sir.
Do you prefer an amplifier which is load independent or which is load dependent?
Sir, we would prefer which is load independent.
Why?
Because sir, in a practical scenarios, the load are continuously changing. So we must prefer those amplifiers which do not depends on the load.
Very good answer. If you are given a choice to select from different devices to design an amplifier, you are given with BJT, FET, MOS FET, and an op-amp, right?
Yes, sir.
You have a choice to select any one. Which one you select to make the amplifier independent of the load?
Sir, we will go for a operational amplifier because in that case the amplification does not depend on the load. It is
How
independent.
it is not depending on load? What is special in op-amp so that gain is not depending on load?
In case of operational amplifier, the output resistance is very less, so that makes it independent of load.
Okay. In negative feedback amplifiers,
Yes, sir.
so how many types of negative feedbacks are possible? Voltage shunt, voltage
Yes, sir.
series, like that.
Yes, sir. 4 possible connections are possible, sir.
Can you name them?
Yes,
I've
sir.
already told two.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Voltage shunt, voltage series, current shunt, and current series.
So what is the major difference to have these 4 types of negative feedbacks? On what basis these 4 types of feedbacks are classified into?
Sir, they are classified on the basis of the quantity that we are giving in feedback. Suppose we are using feedback as a voltage, then it accordingly its name come, and if we are using a current as feedback, then its name is different.
So if the signal is fed in the form of current, for example,
Yes, sir.
so what it is named as?
If the feedback is sent as current, if the feedback is sent as current, then it is known as sir, series feedback.
Okay. What is feedback factor?
Sir, I am currently not able to recall, sir.
Okay. Fine. Over to you, sir.
Ravi Kumar, how are you?
Sir, fine, sir.
Are you ready to give the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you have mentioned your PIN code number 801505. This is correct.
Yes, sir.
And what is the significance of this 6-digit PIN code number?
Sir, this pin code system was introduced by Britishers, and all 6 digits have some significance. Like first 2 digits represents an area, then the next 2 digits particulates that area. Suppose in my case 80 in the starting represents Bihar.
Okay.
Then 15 represents the local area, and the next 05 represents the particular post office.
Is it correct?
Sir, my pin code.
No.
No,
I'm
my
talking
answer.
about your explanation that significance of each digit.
Sir, I am not sure.
You are not sure. Okay then. Now, your hobby is solving Sudoku.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How the solving Sudoku will help you in your career?
Sorry, sir.
You are solving Sudoku.
Yes, sir.
How this hobby will help you in your career?
Sir, since solving Sudoku increases my logical thinking and analytical ability, so these are helpful in my day-to-day life, the works that I do.
You are solving daily?
Yes,
or
sir.
weekly or monthly?
No, sir, I solve daily in the newspapers.
Newspaper. Today you have solved.
No, sir.
Why?
So since today I have to travel, so I got up early and I went out. So I have not solved it.
Okay. Now, I want to ask one question. How we are going to convert AC signal into HVDC? Because we are generating
Yes, sir.
signals in AC, and then we want to transmit it on the line of HVDC line. And how we can convert AC into DC?
Sir, first we will step up that voltage level
Okay.
at using transformer, and then by using the AC to DC converter, we will convert that voltage in DC for transmission. And after that, on receiving side, again we will use the AC to DC converter in inverting mode for getting the DC to AC output, and then utilizing accordingly using the transformers.
So what is the range of DC voltage?
Sir, HVDC voltage are usually in above around 765 kilovolt.
765 kilovolt. So what are the challenges with HVDC transmission?
Sir, HVDC transmissions requires a high capital cost, but transmission losses are less compared to AC transmission. So if we have to transmit for a longer distance, we are preferring HVDC, and along with that we have to interconnect different grids. So we can use DC so that interconnection can be easy.
We are getting some AC with HVDC lines. That is wanted or unwanted?
Sir, AC in case of DC transmission is unwanted, sir.
Unwanted. But we are getting. You heard about ripple voltage.
Yes, sir.
How we can avoid this? We are using shunting capacitors
Yes,
in
sir.
HVDC lines.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So what about the values of those shunting capacitors? It should be large or it should be small? Why we are using?
Sir, it should be very large considering that voltage level.
Why?
Because it will help in damping out the ripples, and it will minimize the ripples if the voltage is high.
If suppose we want the maintenance of HVDC line, right?
Yes, sir.
First of all, we will cut off the supply, then we will cut the loads. Then how we can take precaution?
Sir, we will use circuit breakers and isolators for that,
Yeah.
and different relays as protecting devices.
I'm just asking about bleeder resistance.
Sorry, sir.
Bleeder resistance. We are using bleeder resistance parallel to capacitor in HVDC line. You heard about this?
Sorry, sir.
No idea.
Leader resistance.
Sorry, sir. I have not heard about
No idea. Okay, no problem. Now, so which vehicle you are using? Bike or car or bicycle?
Sir, currently I am using bicycle.
Bicycle
Yes.
in IIT Kanpur.
Yes, sir.
But in home, in your hometown,
In my hometown, I use a scooty, sir.
scooty. Okay. So we are having 12 volt battery.
Yes, sir.
How we are going to convert 12 volt battery into 12 kilovolt in our vehicle?
Sir,
Just to ignite the fuel, 12 kilovolt is required. But we are having the 12 volt battery in our vehicle. And how we can convert this 12 volt into 12 kilovolt?
sorry, sir. I don't know in this scenario how we will convert. But in general, we use DC to AC converter. Then by using transformer, or otherwise we can use chopper to increase the voltage level. Then we
It's
use
practical use. I'm talking about a spark plug. We are using a spark plug.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me about inductor. Inductor does not allow sudden change of voltage or current.
Yes, sir. Inductor does not allow sudden change of current, sir.
Current. If suppose we are giving sudden change of current, then what will happen?
then sir, it will create a voltage impulse that will be
Voltage
very
impulse.
high in magnitude.
That is the working of what is spark plug. So that we can generate the up to what 12 kilovolt supply,
Okay, sir.
right? Then we are having in our houses we are having single phase supply or three phase supply. So
Sir,
what is the difference between the single phase and three phase supply?
sir, in single phase supply we have a connection from one phase, so its power capability is less compared to three phase supply.
Okay.
That's why three phase supply are generally used in industries which runs heavy machines. But in our domestic appliances, they are not very of a very high power rating, so we usually use single.
No,
phase
I
supply.
have three phase supply in my house. Right, simple. I have three ACs in my house and I am using three phase supply.
Sir, if the consumption is more,
Yeah.
power ratings required are more, then we can use three phase supply in house also.
Which one is more reliable, three phase supply or single phase supply?
Uh, in case of domestic use, I am not sure, but I think three phase supply should be more reliable.
Why? Okay. In aluminium industries, we are using multi-phase supply. Have you any idea about that?
No, sir.
No idea.
Yes.
Okay. Now there are two types of rectifier: single phase rectifier and three phase rectifier.
Yes, sir.
That is a question from power electronics.
Yes, sir.
You heard about that? Single phase rectifier and three phase rectifier. Half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In which case we are going to get less ripple.
Sir, in case of three phase rectifier, we will be able to get a less ripple.
Why?
Sir, because due to the phase displacement of 120 degree in the case of three phase rectifier, the pulse that will be created will be much more closer, so the ripple will be less. So the DC output that will be get will be of high quality.
Then last question. Your father is teacher, assistant teacher, no?
Yes, sir.
So what are the challenges faced by teacher?
Considering the scenario in India, the main problem that they face are the poor attendance in case of a school, because the teachers which are required to work different jobs other than teaching, like in election duties and other things like census also. So they do not get a proper time for teaching the students, and also the infrastructure of school buildings are not that good.
If suppose you are going to get authority, then how you are going to change all this?
Sir, the first step that I will take is to build the proper infrastructure, so that the students will get a better environment for study, and they will be attracted to schools, and also reduce the burden on teachers. They should be only given a task of teaching rather than doing some other jobs.
For higher studies, normally we are choosing government institution like IIT and so on.
Yes.
But for just schooling purpose, from first class to 12th class and for nursery, normally we are preferring private schools rather than government school.
Yes,
What
sir.
are the reasons?
Sir, I think the major reason is the infrastructure and the quality of education. Since the infrastructure is not good, in fact, I know some schools which do not have even a single classroom, but they are running in government schools. Government schools are there which do not have single classrooms. So the parents hesitate to send their children to those schools, and also the teachers are usually busy in some other works. If a census comes, then they have to provide duty 1 or 2 months to that. So in that period, the study of the children gets affected. So parents usually hesitate to send their children to government schools.
Okay. Certainly.
Okay, so one more thing, you have mentioned for your father as assistant teacher.
Yes, sir.
So can you describe that job?
Sir, assistant teachers are required to teach particular class and particular subjects. And yes, sir.
What is the role of a teacher? Is it just teaching or anything more is there?
Sir, teachers play a very major role in developing the human resources of a country. They are the only which are responsible for producing whether a student will be a doctor or engineer or any other profession. The sole responsibility lies on the teacher. How they teach their students, that makes the future of the students.
You said lawyer, doctor, engineer. So anyone has to become only these three or any other options?
No, sir.
Teachers will produce only these three
No, sir.
professions.
No, sir. Very other professions like IT sectors, analyst, data analyst, programmers, they can also be created.
Okay, Ravi. So now you can go, and we will call you after 2 minutes for the feedback.
Thank you, sir.
So Ravi, for technicals, I will be telling you because we have technical experts with us. Generally, if I tell you, some eye contact was missing, like when Sanjay sir was asking you, so you were just listening to him and answering him. During that also, as all other panel members are also listening to you. So in between, you also need to have some eye contact with them.
Yes.
Majorly, there only who is asking, but for some times, for some instance, also for others, so that we also get attention that ki हाँ आप देख रहे हैं, ठीक है? And one more thing is, like you have written here about TT, na?
Yes, sir.
So I asked you a few questions, you answered some of them, but you must have the complete information about everything what you have written here. If you talk about, I asked you when it was added in Olympics and all, because it was added in 1988, so all those basic things about that you must know.
Yes.
Okay, because whatever you are writing here, questions are going to be there from that. Okay, so for that you need to be prepared. And other things, like I also asked you about that you are selected in power grid as an engineer.
Yes, sir.
I asked you about the joining. So for that also, you can tell something about that. Okay, that you have just like skipped that I'm going to get the joining for that.
Okay, sir.
And rest, I asked you the role about assistant teacher. Then I was particularly thinking of what your father's job is, because assistant teacher you have mentioned.
Yes.
So that was, I was asking. You have generalized that what teacher is doing. That also was a basic thing. Okay, and shoes, try to keep it polished, and dark color socks.
Okay, sir.
Okay, these things you need to take. Sir.
Please, sir, please, you go ahead.
Few things I have noted. One is your technicals are fine. For me, I mean, you must have very good in technicals. That's the reason you cleared prelims and mains, and you are going to interview. We are not here to judge your complete technical skill here. You are already proven, so that's what you have to have that confidence. But one thing I found is the fluency is not that great. If you are not comfortable with English, ask for speaking in Hindi. If you are comfortable, you continue, no issue. But मुझे ये लगा कि थोड़ा fluency comfortable नहीं था. Sometimes you are becoming blank. You are not neither responding nor asking anything. So if you are not able to answer anything, if you need some time, ask the panel that, sir, can I have a moment? So then it's good for you also, and they also get, instead of that you are just becoming blank. So we are not understanding whether you are thinking or you are waiting or you don't understand. So that gives a confusion. Don't make these things in the final interview.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's what I've written. Sometimes you are not completing the sentence properly. You are just giving yes or no type of answer. Like, sir asked, will you join that company you got selected? You said one word sentence, one word statement or something like that. Instead of that, you justify, yes sir, I have an option backup, but I prefer going IES because my dream is that. But if I don't get, definitely I'll think of joining or I'll think of attempting again. Like this, if you can elaborate the answer, that gives better impression instead of just saying no sir, yes sir, simple like that.
Yes.
These are my observations. All the very best. Keep going.
Thank you, sir.
देखो रवि, मैंने आपसे पूछा था पिन कोड, राइट?
Yes, sir.
तो जैसे आपको मान लो मैंने बाद में पूछा आर यू कंफर्म, तो बोला आपने बोला कि मैं आई एम नॉट श्योर। तो आप ये ना पहले परमिशन ले सकते हैं, आई एम नॉट श्योर सर बट आई वांट टू गिव द वन ट्राई और सो ऑन। आपने पहले बता दिया, उसके बाद जब मैंने चेक किया तो आपने बोला सर मुझे थोड़ा सा श्योर नहीं हूँ मैं, है ना?
Okay.
ये थोड़ा सा पॉइंट, जैसे इसको हम लोग आपने नहीं कोशिश की ब्लफ करने की, लेकिन कई बार क्या होता है हम लोग ट्राई करते हैं और गलत बताते हैं ना, तो कई बार इंटरव्यू वहाँ उलझ जाता है, राइट? अगर एकदम कंफर्म ना हो तो सॉरी बोल कर आप आगे बढ़ सकते हो। आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल एंड दैट, तो हर क्वेश्चन पता हो ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है, राइट? और जितना भी आपने यहाँ पर स्टेटमेंट आपने भरा ना DAF,
Yes.
तो आपने भरा है तो पूरा जैसा सर ने कहा हर चीज़ के लिए 3-3 4-4 पॉइंट्स लिख लीजिए, सभी जो भी चीज़ आपने यहाँ पे मेंशन की, चाहे पिन कोड हो, चाहे आपका स्कूल हो, चाहे आपकी कॉलोनी हो, जैसे पोस्टल एड्रेस आपने मदर का लिखा वृंदावन कॉलोनी रोड नंबर 2, तो वो वहाँ से उठाकर भी वृंदावन के क्या एडवांस वो है वो सब पूछ लेंगे, समझ में?
Yes.
एक एक वर्ड मतलब आप अच्छे से देख लीजिए और आप इसके बारे में और ज़्यादा डिटेल पता कर लीजिए कि आपने प्रेफरेंस क्यों भरी है, राइट? जैसे कि आपने फर्स्ट चॉइस दिया सेंट्रल पावर इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज, राइट?
Yes.
CPS कार्ड, पूरा और डिटेल पता कर लो क्योंकि अभी क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे, क्योंकि एक और जॉब आई थी सेंट्रल इलेक्ट्रिकल एंड मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज,
Yes.
यू हैव गिवन थर्ड चॉइस, व्हाई फर्स्ट एंड देन व्हाई थर्ड?
Okay.
क्यों ये इसलिए क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा क्योंकि कई स्टूडेंट्स ने इलेक्ट्रिकल में इसको फर्स्ट चॉइस दी है,
Yes.
तो क्या आपने प्रॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट की या नहीं की, राइट? कहाँ पर आपका ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज यूज़ हो सकता था ये आपको पता करना है। अब तो भर दिया आपने प्रेफरेंस,
Yes, sir.
तो अब इसको जस्टिफाई करना, अभी यू हैव टाइम। कब है आपका इंटरव्यू?
6th of November.
6 नवंबर,
Yes, sir.
यू हैव इनफ टाइम, ठीक है? बाकी इम्प्रूव करो, बाकी ये सब चीज़ें हैं मेरी तरफ से। सर
Try to engage the discussion. Basically, you are trying to stop the discussion by your answers. As our sir said, you have to elaborate.
Yes, sir.
Getting my point, right? So you have to engage the panel. Then it's fine. And if possible, try to go a bit of more application-oriented interview questions.
Yes, elaborating the answers and practical applications.
Yeah, practical applications. Small, you know already. For example, sir asked spark plug. Directly, you could basically you are not getting connected with the practical things.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you know, you only said the answer. But sir promoted you, saying like, what is the purpose of inductance, some kind of stuff. Okay, so try to get connected or go through some interview questions, practical interview questions. It will be sufficient. You are good.
Okay.
Try to engage the panel.
Okay, sir.
So थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेनेटरी होने की कोशिश करिए कि when you will be explaining the things properly, तो what will be happening कि next questions will also be coming from that area only. So in that case, you will be having the interview in your favor. Because when you will explain something nicely, obviously the second question may be in the continuation of that as well. If you will be stopping there, then obviously the questions will be changing in that way. Okay, so that is in your hand that how you want to take your interview. Is it clear? Anything you want to ask from us?
No, sir.
And what you are feeling that how many marks you are getting in prelims?
Sir, in prelims I am getting around 215.
250.
215.
215. Okay. And what is your mains attempt?
Means I am getting around 300.
300.
Yes.
Fine. So all the best from our side.
Thank
All the
you.
best.
the best.